Hello, I'm going to show you now a very simple marinade using the tikka paste from Mr Hudas Herbs and Spices to marinate our salmon in. You could use this on cod or haddock or pollock, any fish that you choose, or even some chicken, not necessarily just for fish. In a bowl we're going to put 4 spoonfuls of natural yoghurt. This is a tablespoon, by the way. 4 tablespoonfuls of natural yoghurt. To that we're going to add just a little splash of olive oil, about a teaspoonful, and then 2 dessert spoons or 4 teaspoons full of Mr Hudas Tikka paste. These are natural fresh spices mixed in with some oil, so the first time you cook them is the first time the flavours have been released. Okay, then we're going to mix that around until it's just combined in a nice colour. There's enough coating here probably for about 4 or 5 portions, it depends what you coat in. Then we're going to get the salmon and lay it in, turn it over, and the same with the other piece. Lay it in, turn it over so it's fully coated. We're going to take the skin off this fish after it's been cooked, so we're going to pan fry it. If we were going to bake it in the oven, we could take the skin off at this point. Okay, we're now going to put that to one side and leave that for about 20 minutes to marinate. Okay. Right, our salmon's been marinating now for about 20 minutes to half an hour in the tikka marinade that we made, and we're now going to cook it. We're going to pan fry this. You can either grill it, bake it, or barbecue it. The choice is yours. Heat a little oil in the pan, and then we're going to lay it. We're going to lay it skin side up to begin with, and then we're going to turn it halfway through. Just heat the oil. It doesn't want to be too... Just want to be smoking hot. It wants to roll around the pan nicely when you tip the pan. It wants to just roll nicely around the pan. We don't want it to burn. Skin side up. I'm going to cook this fairly gently. You could use the same marinade for some chicken. Or indeed you could use the same marinade for some roasted vegetables or a piece of pork maybe, whatever you fancy. You can leave the skin off or on. The fishmonger will take the skin off for you if you'd like. Once about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. After 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to turn the salmon over. You'll see what a lovely, lovely colour that's produced. This fish isn't dead. There we go. Leave it for a few more minutes. You could at this stage pop it in the oven if you wanted, but we're going to leave it on the top. And in 3 or 4 minutes we'll just dish that up. We can take the skin off this in the pan. We'll just turn it over once more. Take the corner, it'll just come off in one piece. Pop that in the marinade if you like, so we're not going to use that anymore. And turn it back over just to finish. If you leave the skin on when you first start cooking it helps your fish stay in one piece. And then take it off when it's nearly cooked like now, it'll come off leaving your fish in one piece and your skin in one piece, which is actually what you want. She says she can't get the second one off. Okay. Turn it back over to finish cooking. Salmon's now resting. We'll put that to one side for a couple of minutes to infuse all the flavours whilst we cook the couscous. We've got 250 ml of water in a pan which we're going to bring to the boil. Once it comes to the boil, we're going to put in 200 grams of couscous, which is a bulgur wheat. We're going to stir it through the water, put the lid on and leave it for a few minutes. I decided to do the couscous with the salmon because we can flavour the couscous to complement the salmon by using the Balti paste rather than just have a plain rice. Just a different alternative to rice. We're going to pop the couscous into the water, stir it round so we don't get any big clumps. Pop the lid on, turn it off, Make sure you turn it off and not up. Turn it off and leave it just to settle for a couple of minutes. We're going to put some coriander through the couscous as well to give it a nice, clean, fresh flavour. You could perhaps grate some lemon zest into it, or some celery salt just to give it a nice edge. Chop some coriander. Right, once this is sat for 2 or 3 minutes, we're just going to take the lid off. We're going to stir it round to separate it. We'll then pop in the chopped coriander, some Mr Hudas Balti paste, about 2 teaspoonfuls in this, I would have thought. Again, it's preference, your own preference and your own personal taste. You might like it a bit stronger, you might like it milder. Stir it around so it's all the same colour. Once it's all mixed up, that means all the flavours will be infused. Pop the lid back on to keep it warm while we just dish up the salmon. Right, now our salmon's rested and the couscous is ready. We'll just serve one of the pieces of salmon up, just place it on the plate. And serve it with some couscous. You could perhaps serve it with a wedge of lemon, a green salad maybe. A nice healthy option.